Well, today it's raining outside, so a quick video demonstration on how I do it, what I call the poor man's technique of sharpening a chisel. Pro tip, take you a permanent marker, magic marker, whatever it is you call it, mark that bevel good. That's kind of acts like a layout fluid, and you can keep your angle. You'll know if you got your angle straight. This is wet and dry sandpaper on a piece of glass. Right here, I'm just gonna hold it and check my bevel. See, I'm a little too much high there, so I'm gonna have to raise my chisel up just a little bit. Now, see, watch. See, there I am perfect. And I'm gonna hold it that way and try to keep that bevel consistent the whole time. Looking at the bevel, and you can see the shiny mark and the dull mark. That means I got a lot to go. I'm checking the edge right here and seeing how far along I am. And I like to take that marker. You can't see me in the shot there, but I like to take that marker and mark that bevel every once in a while and make sure I'm holding my angle consistent. It's not necessary, but I just like to do it. Checking my marker, make sure my angle's right. You can see that black mark in the center. That's the low spot I'm hitting. Top and bottom, and that's still low, so still got a lot to go. The idea is to get that bevel completely flat and smooth all the way across. That's why I keep looking at that. Right here, I'm just kind of rolling my paper up backwards because it's starting to curl from that moisture in the rubbing. So I just do this, and it helps it flatten back out a little bit. Just kind of gently roll it around and squeeze it, and see it's flattened back out. That's the reason I'm doing that. And I rotate it around every once in a while. We'll use the whole sheet. And you see me kind of dipping that chisel in that water on the side a little bit. Just get some water back on there and keep it moisturized. These are a set of brand new chisels from the Harbor Freight store, and you can see that they're pretty rough. You see that I'm going all over that sandpaper. You pay for the whole sheet of sandpaper, so you might as well use it all. And it keeps you from having smooth spots and coarse spots on your sandpaper also if you can constantly move over the whole thing. Right here I'm feeling for a burr because we got the face flattened out pretty much. Now we're just feeling for that burr on the back. Once that burr rolls over, then we'll do flip it over on the back, and we'll kind of just put straight pressure down. You want that back laying flat, and we'll just polish it back up and flatten it out real good. Alright, well, we're done with the 220 grit sandpaper, and I'm gonna put that over to the side. Then I'm gonna get the 500 grit sandpaper, and it's wet and dry sandpaper, and we're gonna put it on that glass and wet it down real good, and we're gonna do it all over again. We'll get over to 500. We'll go straight to the 1200, and that's as high as I'm going today because that's as high grit sandpaper as I got right now. So we're just gonna get back to it and get back started on it. Make sure you keep your fingers on the edge of the blade, right above the edge of the blade, not down on the sandpaper, because when you push forward, it's a great possibility you can slice your finger open pretty good when that thing pinches it and you try to push your chisel through your finger. So just keep your fingers up on the blade, away from the very, very bottom edge. You can't see it here in the camera, but I'm finna show you. I'm trying to show you that wire edge. When I rub my finger across it, folded up, and when I run it back, see it? You can see a little glare right there, but it's hard to see in the camera. But anyways, there's a little wire edge there. So we're almost done with this sandpaper, and then we'll go to the next one. We're gonna get this over the edge of the countertop, and then we're gonna put some downward pressure and flatten that back out some, smooth it off, knock that burr off, and get ready for the next sandpaper. Each grit that you go up higher takes less time. All you're doing is polishing it and getting that burr, that little wire burr on it, to where you can make it sharper. Right here I have a little 1/2 inch wide by 4 inch long leather strop out of a knife sharpening kit I bought several years ago, and that's what I'm using to strop the edge of this chisel and kind of polish it up a little bit. It's got a little bit of that white jeweler's rouge on it, and we're gonna put a little shine on it and sharpen it, make it a little bit sharper. You see how shiny it is right there compared to the dullness that was up here, the same as this up here. Now it's got that, but it's still got some scratches in it. I ain't too worried about that. In the back you can see the dull and the shiny. So that very end's flat and smooth and sharp. So is that bevel. It's smooth, flat all the way across. And here you go with a little bit of, you see the shininess there. But here's a paper test. It's nothing fancy. It don't even prove nothing really, except that it's not dull. And it's a little hard to cut that with that chisel in the middle of that paper and not get my fingers. That's what I'm trying to keep from doing. And keep the paper in the camera around the tripod. So it's a little aggravating. Anyways, you get the point that it's fairly sharp. I mean, you can see my thumbnail or fingernail or whatever it is reflecting in it there. So it's pretty smooth, pretty sharp. And that's how I do it the poor man's way, what I call it, without any tools, just a piece of glass, which that glass was a cutting board, a glass cutting board turned upside down. You see the shiny and the dull spots on the back. A couple shiny spots back here by the heel of and then a couple shiny spot all the way across the front of the toe of it. And then you got that center that's dull on the back. It needs to be a lot of work.